One of the important issues we talk with farmers about when we meet them at the dining table during our farm safety visits is their obligations to notify WorkSafe of safety incidents that occur in their workplace, and also recording of incidents that occur in the workplace generally. First thing we talk about is the importance of having a register of injury book. That's a legal requirement under Victoria's workers' compensation legislation that employers are required to maintain a register of injuries in their workplace. A register of injuries is a means for an injured worker to record their injury details or the supervisor. And with the register of injury book, it's a facility for the injured worker to record those details. The form that the worker fills out is often a duplicate or triplicate copy, and the employer is required to actually give a copy to the injured worker. We know from experience that workers won't fill out the book for what we refer to as a band-aid job or a minor injury. But what we stress to farmers is really important that they communicate with their workers during induction and at a toolbox meeting what their expectations are around reporting of accidents and injuries. In a legal sense, under the Act, a worker has 30 days in which to report an injury to their employer. If they fail to report an injury to their employer within that 30-day period because they are ignorant of that requirement, their workers' compensation claim potentially would be accepted. And an employer would want an employee to report an injury to them not 30 days later, but as soon as possible, immediately. What they should say to their employees is, I want to know straight away so we can get you fixed up and make sure you're properly taken care of, but also to make sure that that incident doesn't happen again so we can go and find the hazards and fix them up as early as possible. The other requirement for employers in their workplace that comes under work cover legislation is a requirement to have a poster on display in the workplace called the If You're Injured poster. And that poster is actually legally required to be displayed in a prominent position in the workplace. And we recommend it should be in the shed, on a fridge, or in the lunchroom where workers can see it. That poster advises the worker of their rights to make a workers' compensation claim, and also advises the worker who the company's work cover agent is. With respect to incidents, the second thing we talk to farmers about is their obligations to notify WorkSafe of what are referred to as notifiable incidents. With notifiable incidents, there's a range of criteria: a death in the workplace, amputations, serious lacerations, someone rendered unconscious in the workplace, electrocutions, or someone in a bit of hospital as an inpatient overnight, and a range of others. There are also incidents that don't necessarily result in injury or harm, but may have the potential to cause serious harm or injury, for example a structural collapse, a quad bike rolling over, a tractor rolling over, and so they are also serious incidents are referred to as notifiable. Notification is to WorkSafe as the OHS regulator, not a work cover claim, not to the workers' compensation provider, but to the OHS regulator. There are dozens, and sometimes in a particular month, hundreds of notifiable matters reported through to WorkSafe every month, mostly from other industry sectors where there's a high degree of knowledge about instant notification. But from the agricultural sector, we have heavy underreporting, and a lot of farmers are not aware of their obligations to notify WorkSafe. Often, if the police, fire or ambulance are on a farm, they will notify WorkSafe. But irrespective of whether they do or not, it's the employer's legal responsibility to make sure they notify WorkSafe. And not only to notify WorkSafe, but also to preserve the scene of an incident until such time as the inspector comes out, gives the farmer the all clear, or advises them they can resume their work. The primary focus of incident notification is on secondary prevention. And often they'd be satisfied that the employer has the situation under control, that there are appropriate preventative measures in place, and it won't necessarily result in an inspector coming out to visit the farm. But if it is serious enough and warrants attention, and particularly if it's a workplace fatality or very serious injury, there's a high likelihood that WorkSafe inspectors plus investigators may also attend the workplace. Farmers need to be aware of their legal responsibilities to notify WorkSafe, and that it is immediate notification. So it is expected that you will notify them as soon as possible. And if in doubt, we would urge you to call us, and we would talk you through how to manage that, and also make you aware of your rights and responsibilities.